Yeah, what up, Detroit?
No, he didn't. They didn't do it again.
What's happening, everybody? This is Smitty from DetroitMountains.com back at you once again to give you my review on the Lions' loss to the Raiders in the preseason. They lost the game 31-20, and it's getting kind of hard right now because we get ready to cut this roster down, and whatever side on the ball you're looking on, we got some players that are going to be cut. Injury report, we got Matthew Stafford with a left wrist problem. It's not his throwing hand. It shouldn't be that big a deal. I'll be surprised if he plays next week at all. Just look forward for Matt to be here in the starting lineup when we face off with the St. Louis Rams. Kevin Smith got banged up, ankle problem. He walked off. No big deal. We'll see what happens week 1. Chris Houston also had ankle problems. This is more serious than people think because you don't want your DBs to be that hobbled. You know, running backs may not be able to cut as fast, but corners, they really need to be as athletic and nimble as possible. Bill Bentley with the shoulder. Now, this one, I'm a little bit more concerned about than any of them because we were looking forward to this guy cracking the starting lineup week 1 against the Rams. So, looks like Jacob Lacey is probably going to be sliding to that starting spot, and Alfonso Smith may likely get the nickel nod. The Lions special teams look pretty good today. It looks like they checked out my YouTube video from last week. Of course, I don't know what's really going on with Kyle Vanden Bosch, but I will say this. It looks like Willie Young is really ready to crack their starting lineup. The first team, they did give up some yards, but they didn't give up any touchdowns. As far as the offensive side of the ball, the Lions look like they didn't want to use Calvin Johnson a whole lot. They wanted to get everybody else some rocks to see how they could get into the flow of the game. Of course, Nate Burleson had 4 catches today. Titus Young didn't have one, but they got the tight ends involved. They did get Mikel Lashore involved. They ran the ball with him a little bit, but it didn't look like he was on the same page with the offensive line. Hit the hole, big fella, and just make it happen. Sean Hill did not look comfortable early when he got into the game after Stafford went out. His chemistry with Calvin Johnson was not there. But to be honest with you, this guy's got to be ready to go into the game. So Sean Hill, not necessarily a concern, but look out for him in this next preseason game because we need him if Matthew Stafford is going to wind up going down. It was kind of hard to evaluate some of the defensive players when this nut got on the field. So we couldn't see what some of the young linebackers and DBs were actually going to be able to do because this nut was running around. All in all, this is still preseason. This is just a real skeleton of the way that the team is going to look. I'm not concerned at all. Let's hurry up and get this preseason over with. So, again, I'm Smitty from DetroitMountains.com. Make sure y'all subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like the fan page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Follow me personally, Smitty DMR. I'm always up for some Lions talk, even some Tigers, Pistons, and throw some Red Wings in there too. I'll get at you about them Spartans and them Wolverines too.